welcome back. In the previous parts, we ended up on the Courageous here, this lovely ship. Very, very Arcee-like, just very, very red. And bigger, and bigger. So let's speak to Olivert and Muller.
At long last, the Courageous has finally taken to the skies of Erebonia. I feel like a mother hen watching her chicks leave the nest.
I'll take your word for it.
This may sound a bit forward of me to say, but it sounds like you had some hurdles getting this project together.
It was no easy ride, I'll say that.
I doubt it would have come together without the prince's unwavering dedication and tireless work. He had to find the time to raise funds and oversee the entire project, in addition to all his official duties.
Yeah, how do you find the time?
And to add to that, he had to take care of all the arrangements necessary to get Viscount Arcade installed as its captain.
I can't even imagine how busy your schedule must have been. Even from a student's perspective, it sounds brutal.
Well, for this ship to have any weight as a deterrent, I needed the Viscount. Thankfully, he agreed to my request. My plan is to create a neutral third power capable of acting independently of our nation's two competing factions.
And it's like, if you watch my original Cold Steel 2 Let's Play, you know my opinion on that then. I've got a different view right now, and I want to keep an eye on it.
You can think of the Courageous as the first physical embodiment of that ideal.
A third party, huh? I feel like I'm starting to understand at least part of what it is you're trying to accomplish.
The road will be a difficult one, though.
True, but this is only the beginning. Seeing this ship soar through the clouds for the first time moves my heart. Just as when Class VII was formally established. I look forward to seeing what the future holds for the Courageous. And for the brave men and women of your class.
Your Highness.
We live in interesting times. The political situation across the Empire seems to grow more ominous by the day. But, with any luck, making a real show out of this ship's launch will push back against the prevailing climate.
Well, that's the hope at least. Either way, you'll have your whole life to split hairs about politics. For now, give your attention to your field study.
Thank you. I know you have high expectations for us, and I hope we'll be able to meet them.
I think it's worth mentioning now, what I'm actually thinking in regards to this idea of a third neutral party, but it's like it will be Cold Steel 2 and potentially 3. Spoilers. So, I want to put a little time code here so you can just skip past what I'm going to talk about in case you want to skip the spoilers, definite spoilers. So, So, there it is. Right. What I'm thinking is this third party ideal is a good ideal. It's like, we do end up being that third party, we know that if we played Cold Steel 2. But, looking at Cold Steel 2 and Cold Steel 3, and knowing how Olivert is playing, and what the Chancellor is doing as well, it's more that case of like, the third party is a good idea. They do remain neutral. That's the idea. They do remain neutral, but, very, 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 very much a big but, the Chancellor is using that, because who's in charge of the Reformist faction? The Chancellor. Who's in charge of the Noble Alliance? Now, you'd think Duke Cayenne, but he's got his own things going on, hasn't he? It's like, but who's actually in charge of, like, what they do, really? Who's pushing all the buttons? And it's like, it actually comes back to the Chancellor, because you think Rufus is actually the one there doing things. You have him basically doing all these bad things actually for the Chancellor. So it's like, you've got two sides which are actually the Chancellor playing them off against each other. And the only time where that goes slightly out of plan is the Celtic incident. Weathercock, like that incident. And what does Rufus do? He calls you up. And what I think the play is actually that's going on here is the Chancellor is actually trying to turn this third faction to his side. It's actually one big play by him. And that's the reason it seems so one-sided towards the Reformist faction is actually the doing of the Chancellor. So I want to keep an eye on that. That's what I think is going on, actually. So it's like, very, very much keep an eye on it. So we'll be now coming back to the point where I put the time code. So, it's a wonderful feeling, standing on the deck, feeling the wind rushing by. And how much more liberating would it be to shed those tiresome clothes and hold a beautiful concert above Roer? I might have misheard you, but Did you just say you would like to fly to Ordis, the port city, hanging over the railing by your feet? Come now, dear Muller. I'm not that much of a masochist. I don't know if I'll ever reconcile this side of Prince Olivert with what he's like when he's actually being serious. And the way Major Vanda can shoot him down without batting an eye, even though the prince is really something. I get the feeling those two must have been through a lot together. Oh yes, wonder how long they've known each other. Anyway, I think it's safe to call the grand unveiling of this ship a success. I suggest you focus on your field study for now. Leave keeping an eye on this fool to me. It's a full-time job. Thanks. We will. Me and the prince really do seem close. Told you. Boyfriend. I have only begun to paint the exquisite portrait of my life. And once my goals have been achieved, I shall go au naturel furthermore. Oh, Oliver, don't go around naked.
Attention all crew members and passengers. We will soon be entering Roer airspace. Please prepare for landing, and make sure you have all personal effects with you before disembarking.
Sounds like we're almost there. That was a shorter flight than I'd expected.
Very, very fast ship.
Guess I'd better go round up the others and start getting ready.
Whee! That's where they crash, by the way.
Roer Airport's granted us permission to land.
Commence landing preparations. And keep the engine warm. We'll be taking off again right after our guests have disembarked.
Aye, aye, Captain. Preparing the Courageous to land.
Including today, you've got 3 days for this month's field study. Make them count, guys. I plan on it. We'll do the best we can. You guys be careful in Ordis, the port city, okay? Yeah, it sounds like things could get dangerous there. Don't sweat it, we'll be fine. You ought to be alright if a certain someone can keep her mouth shut. Take care and row, everyone. Will do. When we get back, we'll be jumping straight into festival prep. Hope you're ready to discover the true terror of planning by committee. Oh, that's right. Everything that's happened so far today, I almost forgot about that. We'll have the songs and outfits finalized by the time we get back. And we should have the positions all figured out, too. Let's try to save at least a bit of strength. It'd be a shame to come back too tired to outdo Class 1. Oh, I think I could find the energy. That's all the more reason for us to return safe and sound. Ah, the spirited joys of youth. I'm sure both your field study and the Academy Festival will prove valuable experiences for all of you. Work hard out there, guys, but not too hard, you hear? May the goddess go with you. Take care. We will. I still feel this has taken some kind of... Or it could be like a similar origin sort of feel to Midgar from Final Fantasy VII. It's like, it's not a bad thing. It's just like, hey, it's that sort of like, it could be a similar origin in terms of the idea of what the town is like sort the levels, the reactors, that sort of thing. It's like, maybe. The Courageous touched down at the massive Roer airport, where we parted ways with the members of Group B. With us safely on the ground, it wasted no time taking to the skies again, ferrying the others west to Ordis, the port city. Roer was a maze in every direction, but Sharon guided us to Reinford's corporate headquarters without missing a step. This tunnel goes on forever. Can't help but recall trying to navigate the fortress. I guess when you build with tons of iron and concrete, everything starts to look pretty similar. Yeah, you want to colour it up a little and give it some distinguishing features so you know where you are. We're not far from the city centre now. You might want to brace yourself. Roer has an even weirder layout than the capital. Hey, that's my hometown you're talking about. But, can't deny it's true. Looks like we're finally out. I do like these spinny things here. No idea what they are, but I like them. Maybe the NPCs will tell me. Whoa. The city extends above and below. It's almost like there's a city on a plate. Above another city. With reactors at the corners. Well, Roer grew up around steel fabrication and heavy industry. Right, little retro cars. That's how it came to be known as the Empire's Industrial Metropolis. You are right, it is weird. It's got a population of around 200,000 people too. That's as big as the capital of a smaller country. Like, it's here, it's like, oh look, the Roer Institute. I'm just like, look at the size of that bloody reactor over there. It's huge. I feel like the city's gotten even bigger since the last time I was here. The Reinford corporate headquarters is on the upper level, right? You know, this is the thing, I'd love to go look around one of those giant reactors. Because it'd be fascinating. Like, think how big that is. That's in the background. And it's huge. Anyway, the Reinford corporate headquarters is on the upper level, right? That's right. If you'd like to visit, just head up that escalator.
Allow me to welcome you to Roer, home of the Reinford Company. I sincerely hope that your field study here will be a fulfilling one.
See, this is another location where it's like, I love the attention to detail. I think that's what I like about it. It's like, there's a lot going on. This lives up to the idea of like an industrial metropolis and stuff like that. It's just very fascinating. There's things to look at in each direction, like this is clearly like an old wall. Like you can see the cogs and stuff, like even like in the artwork around the archway, like giant barrels. You know, you've got everything here. Barrel! Right, so let's go up the down. Alright, let's not go up the down. Oh, a moving staircase. Even the capital doesn't have these. Did you say they're called again? Escalators? Right, the first one was built in Zeiss. After that, the technicians here decided to try and build one themselves. Guess they wanted to show off a little, huh? Like kids, I swear. Look at that. What is that? There we go. That's an awfully strange shape for a building. I mean, yeah, its shape as well is like, wow. Wait, that's not even a building, is it? I mean, it is a building. Nice catch, Reen. That's actually an orbital generator. Yeah, which is one giant building. It's an odd statement. But it's so big. Roer has so many factories and industrial facilities that the city uses an enormous amount of orbital energy. Yeah, it's got several of these. Like, think about that. Having large generators that send energy where it's needed is more efficient than each factory producing its own energy. It's quite a setup. Technology's really come a long way in such a short time. I like that aspect as well. It explains where the power comes from elsewhere, but here it's like, no, we have like a power grid. It's like, huh. Whoa. I've seen the building in pictures, but it's even more commanding in person. Yes, you wouldn't expect any less from Reinford's corporate HQ. I couldn't believe my eyes the first time I saw it either. It's a big building, sure. They're not as big as Orcus Tower in Crosspell. That's a 40-floor skyscraper. The tallest on the continent now, I think. Oh, that's the tower we could see from the fortress, right? Yeah? That's where they were holding the trade conference last month. No need to be so modest, Elisa. It's your family's digs. No one's gonna mind if you talk it up a bit. I'm not trying to. Well, shall we go inside? No, because I want to go straight back down. Whee!
Master Rean, please don't cause too much trouble. Let's make our way to the Reinford headquarters.
Right, of course. Why is she singling me out?
Oh, I expected more from that. Right, let's see about doing the rounds and stuff, because you get stuck on this.
Master Rean?
I'm sorry. That'll give me nightmares.
Sweet dreams.
I mean, I've got to try again now, haven't I? Is that it? Ah, I wanted more. Right, doggy. A roof, yes. In Roer was the first city in the world to have a railway run through it. Now we make all cars and airships here and export them all over the world. And we owe it all to the Reinford group. Fair enough. Because I like this, like the trains go through there. Again, what are these things? I don't know. I want someone to mention what they are in the story, you know. Welcome to Erebonia, where we always want to save your money. Whether it's food or general goods you want, we've got it. And your wallet will love us just as much as you will. We should start by going to the Reinford corporate headquarters on the upper level of the city. Once you ride the escalator up, Green, it should be straight ahead of you. Hey, you're the students from Thors Military Academy's Class 7, right? Hold on. Did you come here on that airship we saw earlier? And I see it all makes sense now. Prince Olivert really is full of surprises. He is. Wasn't that red airship just beautiful? I couldn't believe my eyes when I first saw it. But everything made sense once I learned that Prince Olivert was on board. A surprise like that is very like him. Yep. Everyone's just gonna have one line, aren't they? Because it's not a proper round situation yet, isn't it? Those people over there. That was the courageous. I'd heard the rumors, but it even exceeded my expectations. It's a Roer-built original. Makes me proud to live here. Not that I had anything to do with its development. Yeah, it isn't a proper round yet, is it? We should start by going to the Reinford headquarters on the upper level of the city once you ride the escalator up. Green. Yeah, so we won't count this as the proper rounds yet. Yeah, because we've got limited places we can go. But we'll speak to the little people that are around as well at this point. The courageous unveiling today should increase the value of Reinford's company shares. So much work, so little time. It's good that the company is doing well, but I've practically forgotten what rest is. Well, that's not good. Yeah, they've all got one line, haven't they? The rest of the city is pretty nice, but I couldn't believe my eyes when I first saw this building. There's no company in the world quite like Reinford, so I suppose it makes sense that their corporate HQ is huge. It's enormous. I can barely see the top of it. It's hard to believe something like this was actually built by human hands. I suppose. It was a real surprise seeing that pretty red airship fly overhead. But I'm not sure how I feel about them using foreign technology to make it, though. We've got to take pride in what we can do as people of Roer, instead of bringing in help from somewhere else. Doesn't orbital technology exist because it's help from somewhere else? Don't you run away from me, that was a good point. Ah. Oh, that was different. Reinford, yep. Reinford's corporate headquarters is right over there. Shall I be going? It's pronounced Reinford, Sharon. You don't need to tell me where it is. Oh. Yep. So that's you. Ah, we can't reach those guys. Like, I'm very interested in their, like, chapel or cathedral as well. It's like very different in terms of architecture. But you know how Crossbells is very different. In fact, it's very shallow. I'm trying to think of the right word there. Very, very shallow in terms of its design. It's like, have a look inside there. Anyway, Reinford. I want to look at that reactor over there. See what it says. That's a tonk. See, and that moment was ruined. People told me there was a model here of that ship. And back in the 3rd, it's like, damn you, I would have been like, ooh. Been all excited. Ruined. It's just as fancy on the inside. Are these all-scale models of machines Reinford makes? Yep. I'll tell you more about them later if you're interested. Lady Elisa. Hello, Dalton. It's good to see you again. Oh, the pleasure's all mine. It's been 6 months since you've been home. I'd heard you were attending a military academy on the outskirts of the capital. But it looks like you finally decided to come back and visit the old homestead. Yeah, here I am. We'll be staying for the next 3 days. I see, that's wonderful news. Keep taking good care of her, Sharon. I certainly will. Well, I'm going now. Wow. It's one thing to hear about it, but I know what you mean. Kinda brings home the fact that she's a Reinford. Let's just get going, okay? This tank speaks to me. Oh, the elevators. Allow me to show you to the chairman's office. We'll be going up to the 23rd floor. 23. Let me wander around. No! Bing bong. $23. 32. No, definitely 23. Excuse me, Madam Chairman. I brought the ladies and gentlemen of Class 7. Bring them in, as you wish. Wow. You can tell the book stops here. That's one hell of a view.
So it looks like the Courageous' inaugural flyover in Heimdall and Roer was a success. But don't release an official statement until tomorrow. Yes, that'll be fine. Yes, I'd like you to begin as soon as possible.
How are you even using that computer? It's like you're not even looking at the screen. How?
And keep a careful eye out for any insider trading. Hello, Irina Reinford speaking.
How are you doing all these things? She's like the ultimate multitasker.
Yes, I understand. Fast track the construction on the special train if you can.
You got your eyes closed.
No, pay it no mind. I doubt Crossbell-related shares rising is indicative of a larger market trend. But sell them all early next month. Timing is key here.
Wow. She's like a commander issuing orders across multiple fronts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's impressive to see Toa do it, but Mrs. Reinford seems to have it down to a science.
She's a general on the battlefield of business.
Elisa does not look happy.
Ah, right. We all have other matters we need to attend to, so I'll get right to the point. Here.
What?
Thank you.
I've cleared my schedule to dine with you this evening, so anything you wish to discuss can wait until then. I'll leave the rest to you, Sharon.
As you wish, Madam Chairman. When do you expect to return this evening?
I'm planning on 7. Have our guests enjoy a night cruise, if you will.
That sounds splendid. I'll make the necessary arrangements.
That's it? That's all you have to say? I don't care if you ignore me, that's nothing new, but my classmates are here and you're on our board of directors. Would it kill you to show at least a little interest?
Elisa.
It's like, the rest of them like, oh, shit.
Whoa, Elisa, it's okay. You don't need to get worked up for our sake.
Oh, I almost forgot to mention.
Huh?
If you want to return in one piece, I'd suggest you steer clear of the Provincial Army and the Railway Military Police. The same goes for the Marquis's mansion, though I can't imagine what business would take you there. Use common sense, and don't try to overstep your bounds. That'll be all.
Have a safe trip, Madam Chairman.
Wow, your mom's a real piece of work, Elisa.
The Army only wishes it was that efficient.
She certainly has the mettle to head up an international company like this, to say the least.
Oh, see? You see why I didn't want to come back now? You can't tell me that gave you a great impression of her.
I think you're being a little hard on her.
She was looking out for our safety, giving us that advice.
Just forget it. Getting all worked up and storming off in a huff is what she wants me to do, and I'm not going to give her the satisfaction.
Okay.
We'll be back before sundown, Sharon. I'd like you to have the guest rooms and dinner preparations sorted by then. Oh, and see to our luggage, would you?
I like how she talks about her mother like that, and then she does basically the same thing with Sharon.
As you wish. Have a safe trip, everyone.
Like mother, like daughter. You know, I'm all in favor of jumping right into our field study tasks. But is it really okay to just dump all our luggage on Sharon? I was wondering the same thing. All our luggage together must have quite a heft. It's Sharon, she'll be fine. Honestly, can you imagine her breaking a sweat carrying suitcases? I can't. You got a point. She'll probably carry them all in one go. Or just open up a little wormhole and get them into the room straight away. Well, looking after guests does seem to be her speciality. Exactly. Anyway, let's see what kinds of things we've got lined up for this trip. Alright? Field Study Day 1. Assigned tasks. Mining a minor metal. I'm looking for a particularly rare sort of metal for my research. I'm afraid I can't get it myself. If you're willing to help, I'll be in the western part of the upper level of the Roer Institute of Technology. Righto. Can you hear me now? I'd like to hand with an experiment that concerns your Arcus units. I'll be waiting for you inside the RF store, and I'll tell you more when I see you. Johan. Spina Byroad Monster, or Spinner. A powerful beast has appeared on the Spina Byroad. The Norcia Provincial Army hereby requests its extermination. Monster. Rocky Croaker. Location. Spina Byroad. Take the left path outside the city and turn left. Once the monster is eliminated, please report to the soldiers in front of the Marquis Rogner's residence. Study area is defined as a 200-cell radius around Roer. Each student must record his or her activities daily to be remitted to the instructor upon request. Looks like she hit the sweet spot with the challenge factor. Kinda reminds me of Mango's dad. I can't really deny it. I'll bet she's so sure she's got us pegged. She probably thinks we won't be able to finish all of these. Just you watch. We'll finish up every last one before this evening. That'll show her. That's the spirit. Anyway, it's only 11:30 now, so we've got plenty of time before sundown. We've definitely got the hang of this whole field study thing by now. Let's show Roer some Class 7 spirit. Right. You're on, mate. Bing bong. Alright, so I think we shall end this part here. In the next part, we shall have a little tour around this place here, do little mini rounds inside here, because I can't remember if we get locked out the building, essentially. I just can't remember, and I don't want to miss this opportunity, you know, to have a little look around. So we'll do that at the start of the next part, and then we'll go off and do some little side quests. So see you in the next part. Ta-ta for now.